Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into the nitty-gritty of buying Renewed tech online.
Yeah, specifically looking at a listing for Beats Solo 4 headphones, not just the main picture, right?
Exactly. We're using this one product page as our source. It's for those wireless Bluetooth on-ear ones, but listed as Renewed.
And these pages are often, dense. Lots of info packed in there.
So our goal here is simple. Cut through the noise. We'll take this page and quickly unpack what you really need to know.
Find those key bits of info, the guarantees, the actual condition stuff that's sometimes buried.
Okay, let's get into it. The product itself. Beats Solo 4 wireless Bluetooth on-ear headphones.
Straight away, the page lists features. Wireless Bluetooth.
And it specifies 5.3.
Right, which is, the current standard. Good for connection, battery life, supposedly.
And a big one. Works with both Apple and Android. Always important to check that.
Definitely. Then there's battery life. They're claiming up to 50 hours.
Which is, pretty huge for wireless headphones.
It really is. That's a major selling point they're highlighting.
They also talk about the sound, custom acoustic architecture, updated drivers. Sounds fancy.
Suggests they're aiming for a particular sound profile. We'll see if the reviews back that up later.
And the page lists intended uses. Travel, entertainment, fitness.
Kind of gives you an idea of who they think should buy these.
We also see the colors matte black, cloud pink, slate blue, warm white.
Standard options, and Solo 4 or classic styles mentioned too.
Basic specs, charging time, 135 minutes.
Okay, so just over 2 hours.
Controls are media control, voice control method.
Yeah.
So buttons and voice assistant access.
Pretty standard. And it includes a cable, presumably for charging or wired listening.
Weight is listed twice, actually.
Yeah.
0.07 pounds.
Or 1.12 ounces, which is really light.
Yeah, just over an ounce. Should be comfy, you'd think.
So summing up those features, that 50-hour battery life really does jump out compared to a lot of headphones.
Right. But now the main thing about this listing, it's Renewed. What does that actually mean according to the page?
Well, it defines Amazon Renewed pretty clearly. Products are inspected,
Test.
and refurbished. The key phrase is, as necessary to be fully functional.
And the goal is supposedly work and look like new.
It emphasizes it's done professionally by Amazon qualified suppliers.
Clean too. Inspected, tested, cleaned, refurbished.
And crucially, it's backed by the Amazon Renewed guarantee. That's a big part of the value proposition here, that safety net.
The page frames the benefits for you. Quality you can afford.
Basically saving money.
Products you can trust because of that inspection process. And purchases with an impact, less e-waste, longer product life.
Right, the sustainability angle.
What about what you actually get? Accessories.
Says they'll be equivalent to new. Might not be the original Beats ones, but compatible and working.
And packaging. Could be the original box, could be a new clean one.
Yeah, variable there.
Now the page does mention the general categories for Renewed conditions. Premium, excellent, good, acceptable.
But that's for Renewed overall. For this specific pair we're looking at.
The listing says.
Refurbished, excellent. That's the standard you're buying here.
Okay, excellent. And it confirms you get that Amazon Renewed coverage, the normal return policy, and the 80s guarantee.
So multiple layers of buyer protection mentioned.
So how much do you save for taking that refurbished excellent condition?
The source page shows a list price of $152.99.
And the Renewed price?
$126.99 on this listing. So they calculate that as a $26 saving.
Which is 17%. Not insignificant.
No, it's a decent chunk off. Though, interestingly,
With that?
the page also notes lower prices might be available from other sellers. It mentions $115.99, $119.
But with a catch.
Yeah, it says those might not offer free Prime shipping, so you'd need to check the total cost.
Right. The headline price isn't always the final price. Important for you to consider.
Exactly. Is that 17% saving with Prime shipping worth it for an excellent condition Renewed item? That's the calculation.
And we'll see later, customers definitely talk about value for money in the reviews.
Connecting that price to what they actually received.
Okay, so you decide to buy. What if they arrive and, one side doesn't work? What's the return situation?
The page says free e-returns, and the process sounds simple. Your orders, select return, drop it off.
And the window. For this specific refurbished excellent item.
It states a 90-day refund replacement.
90 days, that's pretty good. Gives you time to really use them.
It does, 3 months. But there's the usual fine print.
Always is.
About returning things damaged, used heavily, or different from how you got them. might only get a partial refund or none. Standard stuff, but worth remembering.
Okay, so that covers the first 90 days. But the page also pushes optional protection plans, right? Asurian ones.
Yeah, they're offered as an add-on. Extra peace of mind, potentially.
What do these plans typically cover, according to the source?
Accidental damage is the big one. Drops, spills, cracked parts, also breakdowns.
Breakdowns after the manufacturer warranty.
That's usually how it works, yeah. But for renewed items, that original warranty might be long gone, so the plan's malfunction coverage could kick in sooner. You'd need to check the specific terms.
Gotcha. They also mention 24/7 support, easy claims.
And usually pay out via e-gift card for the purchase price or sometimes repair placement.
To be eligible, you buy it with the headphones or soon after, within 30 days. And no pre-existing problems.
Makes sense. And again, the page stresses checking the full terms and details. Always read the fine print on insurance.
So what were the specific plans offered on this page?
There was a 2-year plan for $22.99.
Okay.
A 3-year plan for $31.99. Both had decent customer ratings shown.
And then there was a third, different kind of option.
Yeah, something called Complete Protect. That one was $16.99 a month.
Per month. That sounds different.
It is. The source says it covers all your eligible Amazon purchases, past year and future ones, up to a total claim limit per year. It's a subscription.
Wow. Okay. So that's a much broader thing. Excludes commercial use, it said.
Right. So for you, the buyer, it's another decision point. Pay extra for a 2 or 3 year plan just for the headphones, or consider that monthly plan if you buy a lot from Amazon.
Weighing that extra cost against the risk, especially since they're already renewed.
Exactly.
All right, we've covered the product, the renewed details, price, returns, extra protection. Now, what about real people? The customer reviews.
Always crucial. The page gives an overall score, 4.4 out of 5 stars from 460 ratings.
And mentions 500 plus bought in past month. Seems popular.
And it notes the rating isn't a simple average. It considers recency, verified purchase, stuff like that.
There's also that AI summary thing pages have now. What did it highlight?
Mostly positive themes. Well made, comfy, great battery, good sound, functional, nice color, value. Works with iOS. Looks good at a glance.
But we need to dig deeper, right? What did customers actually say? The specifics.
Definitely. Let's pull out some key themes from the customer say bits and individual review details, starting with sound quality.
The AI summary said, good. What's the reality?
It's mixed. You see positives like amazing, sound great, very loud.
Okay, sounds promising.
But then others explicitly say not loud or noise canceling. And that one really strong negative review called the sound low quality with a lack of bass even said planet Earth collectively weeps.
Wow. That's quite a difference in opinion on sound.
Huge variance. Could be subjectivity, could be unit variation in the renewed stock. Hard to say from just the page.
What about quality, the build quality?
That seems much more consistent. Lots of positives. Well made, excellent condition, durable, great quality, perfect quality. People seem happy with the physical condition they received, matching that excellent rating.
Okay, good. How about functionality? Do they work properly?
Again, a split. Many say, no issues so far, everything work great, especially praising the iOS connection. But you also see reports of them stopped working after 4 months, or the charger doesn't work, and sound leak was mentioned.
So some potential reliability issues flagged there. Ties back to the warranty and protection plan relevance.
Exactly. On color, though, it seems everyone agrees.
People like the colors.
Yeah, comments like beautiful, nice, perfect color, fashion design, super cute. No complaints there.
Value for money. Mostly positive.
Mostly. Reasonable on price, great value. But again, that critical review counter is saying not worth hundreds of dollars, even renewed.
Fair enough. What about that big battery life claim?
Seems widely confirmed by users. Last a long time, long-lasting, great battery life. Charge lasts for hours. Really strong positive feedback there, matching the 50-hour spec.
That's a definite plus. Comfort.
Generally very positive too. Very comfortable to wear. Comfortable. So comfortable and can wear all day long.
But there's always one.
Right. There was that one review saying, find no comfort after 30 minutes. Fit is just so personal with headphones.
True. And any comments on just beat quality overall?
Some positives like amazing, work real good. One mentioned noise canceling inside, though others disputed the noise canceling effectiveness.
And wasn't there one saying good for listening, but not workouts?
Yeah. Good for regular listening, not so good to work out with. Maybe concerns about staying put during exercise?
Could be. The page did list fitness as a use case.
And there were those nice little anecdotes too.
Like The parent buying for their 9-year-old, calling it a great investment.
Or people buying them as gifts. And the comparisons to the older Solo 3 model, better treble, better battery life, USB-C, useful context if you own the previous ones.
So putting all those reviews together, what's the picture?
It's a mixed bag, but in a predictable way for tech reviews, maybe slightly amplified by the renewed factor. Lots of people are very happy, feel they got a great deal on headphones that look and work great, especially loving the battery life and comfort. But there are definite red flags raised by a segment of users about sound quality, particularly bass, and potential functional problems or durability issues down the line. It's not a universally perfect experience.
Okay. So let's wrap this up for you, the listener, thinking about clicking buy on these renewed Beats Solo 4s.
Based purely on this product page deep dive, you're looking at getting a popular current headphone model at a noticeable discount.
That's 17% off, potentially more if you forego prime shipping from other sellers.
And it comes with the backing of Amazon's renewed program, that inspection process, the excellent condition rating for this specific listing, and the 90-day return window.
Plus, many customers seem genuinely happy, especially with battery and comfort.
However, you also have to weigh the customer feedback that highlights potential downsides. Inconsistent sound quality seems to be a recurring theme for some.
Especially regarding bass.
Right, and reports of functional issues like sound leak or units failing after a few months are present. It highlights the inherent variability that can come with renewed electronics.
Even those rated excellent.
Exactly, which makes understanding that return policy and considering those optional protection plans pretty important.
So the value is really in looking past the headline price and main photo and digging into all those details the page offers.
The specific condition, the warranty specifics, the protection plan terms, and critically, that full range of customer voices, the good and the bad. That gives you the real picture.
Well, that brings us to the end of this deep dive. Thanks for joining us as we pulled apart this single product page for the renewed Beats Solo 4.
And maybe a final thought for you to take away. Considering this mix, the definite cost saving versus the potential, variability or risk with renewed tech, how do you make that call personally? Which gadgets are you comfortable buying, like new, to save some cash? And which ones do you feel absolutely have to be brand new, straight from the factory? Something to think about.